So here goes my solution to the coding challenge. We start by defining the variables. So var mass mark equals, let's say 78, and you could use any numbers that you wanted here. So I didn't define what the masses and heights were. Just remember that they have to be in kilogram. Let's give us some more space here. So we have mass mark, then we have height mark. Let's say 169 meters. So not really tall. Okay, and we could declare all of these variables here in one line, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to declare them one after the other. So Mark and now John, 92 kilograms, and then the height. And so that's step number one, I think. Now, next step, calculate both their BMIs. And so BMI Mark is Mark's mass divided by the square of his height. So height Mark times height Mark again. And then body mass index John. So mass John divided by height John times height John. So that was step number 2. And now we want to create a Boolean to determine if Mark has a higher BMI than John. So var Mark higher BMI. And so all we have to do is BMI Mark greater than BMI John. So that should be our Boolean variable, and now we can log it to the console. So is marks, and now we cannot just write a quotation mark to write marks, okay, because then that would be outside of the string. So this marks the beginning of the string and this the end of the string, but we still want to have the symbol here to say marks. And so what we have to do is to escape this quotation mark, and we do that by adding this backslash. Okay, so that is called escaping, and that's something really common in programming as well. So is Mark's BMI higher than John's? And now again we need to escape and then close that string. So we have our string, is Mark's BMI higher than John's? Actually we want to ask a question, and then we say plus, and now you know that is an operator. And so we basically add strings together and then mark higher BMI, which should whether be true or false. So let's load it. And so is Mark's BMI higher than John's? And it says true. And let's actually also log these two BMIs to the console, just so that we're sure if everything's working correct. So console.log. And remember that we can actually log two values to the console at the same time, simply by adding the comma here. Okay, so Mark and John. And so we see that the first one is 27, so Mark is 27 and John is 24. And so Mark's BMI higher than John's, and of course, yeah, it's true, because of course this here will return true. So it will give us the result of true, which will be assigned to Mark higher BMI. Okay, so that's the solution to the challenge. Of course, you could have done it differently as long as the solution is the same. So in programming, many times, there's not just one correct solution. There are many ways to solve the same problem, okay? And that's something very important that you should know and that you should keep in mind always when you're programming. So there's not one correct way to solve a problem. There are always many ways. And so if you solve this in a different way, which is still correct, then it's absolutely valid. And it's great that you found a different way of solving this from my way. And so, yeah, let's now move on to the next video.